Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's video is probably going to be a pretty dang short one because normally I'm able to find lots of polishes that are similar to the released ones in the Maniology's Mani-Me box, but this time I had to dig deep. Okay guys, this is from their Bundle Monster days and I'm not even sure they still sell this or not. In fact, I will go ahead and look that up because I don't think it is. And that's the closest one I had to it. And even in the bottle, look how different these are. And that's the closest one I had, okay? So that should say a lot on how unique that one is. And once again, da 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 da. This one is closer than the other one, but it's still pretty different even in the bottle. This one's a little bit lighter. This has a pink sheen. This has a blue sheen. The glitter fragments, the pearlescence to it is a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but yeah, you can a little bit. You see the little bit of sparkling glitter versus the pearlescent type sheen on this one. So this is retrograde. And that's the one that I thought was going to look closest to it in the unboxing. Oh, there must have been a leak on this at some point in time. Or near it. Because there's some on the outside of the bottle that I did not notice before. But I don't see any at the neck, so it must have been one near it. So, yeah, that's... yeah, so I forgot to prep my swatch sticks, guys. I am so sorry. So the oh so lovely winter season for me is kicking my butt heavily. Two lovely winter babies will do that to you. So I'm trying to prepare for my youngest Christmas and his birthday, as well as both boys' Christmas. My brain is fried. It is so fried right now. Okay, so this is Pearl Prism. B535. Peach, stop trying to kill the refrigerator. What did that refrigerator ever do to you? And you're gonna hurt the kids' artwork. Stop it. Yeah, I love you too, baby. Oy. Blue Beam. B536. So we have that prepped. Okay, so I'm gonna check this. I have the shopping app. I know Retrograde's still available, but this, like I said, I got this in the Bundle Monster days. This is before they rebranded to Maniology. And I'm not even sure that's available anymore. I don't think you can purchase it outside of used groups, secondhand. They have one listed as a royal blue, but it has a different sticker name, the B129. This one's B375. So I don't think they're the same royal blues. No, they don't have a B129. They do have one listed as royal blue though, but it has a different set number on it. So we'll see. at some point in time, I guess I'm going to have to actually purchase that one and find out for myself if it's the same one, just different set number, or if it's something completely different. So we'll go ahead and start with Bluebeam. I'm going to swatch the cap. Get my stamper ready. Get my scraper card. That is really pretty, guys. I do like this blue a lot. That's pretty. Okay. Make sure I didn't just dip my arm into this. I am really bad about dipping my arm in my polish on my plates. It's not intentional, I swear. I hate cleaning polish off my skin. It's such a nightmare because my skin's always so dang dry. Especially this time of year. My poor hands are starting to crack, and I don't know if you can see it, but like it's really dry. It's not far from cracking and bleeding. It's just an unfortunate situation I find myself in regularly. Part of it's because of being diabetic, and part of it's just something I've always had problems with before I became diabetic. It's just my skin does not like to retain moisture. It never has. I used to wear lotion religiously when I was younger because dry skin was a constant issue. And as I've gotten older and obtained children and adulting and exhaustion, and I'm not as good about keeping up with moisturizing my skin as I should be. Try as I might. In fact, I had a hard time finding stuff that would help keep my skin from having too much wear and tear on washing my hands when my children were born. I would literally have my hands was from all the dishes, from washing bottles and constant washing my hands to prevent illness on my children when they were babies. I had literally had problems with my hands cracking and bleeding, and it was painful to move them because of how bad they would dry out from all the chronic hand washing and dishes. Okay, so this is Bluebeam. And just the standard swatch stick, and this is really pretty. I need to put this off to the side so that way it can dry before adding it to my lovely ring of swatch sticks for blues. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and set it with, we're going to put it on the mat and compare it to Royal Blue. Maybe, if I actually put enough polish on the plate. Alright, so that is Bluebeam, and it is a really, really pretty blue. One that I actually wish I had not too long ago when doing all of these Arctic animal manis. I like this one even more than the one I used. So, there's that. Okay, so here is royal blue. Now see, this is why I think the royal blue that they have listed is different from the one that I have, because this one's a very jelly-like blue. And I just don't see it, guys. What I saw in that picture did not look like this. Sorry, but it just didn't. And yeah, that's kind of my point. So their polishes have improved over the years. Some of their polishes back then, I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of, you could stamp with them, but they were kind of, you could only stamp over certain colors with them. They would pick up nicely and transfer nicely, but sometimes they were a bit too sheer. This was one of them. This was not a cream. This was more like a jelly. And they have another one called, I believe it's Ultraviolet. One moment. Should be able to find it. It's not too hard to find. Need to add some light to this drawer. Sorry, Violet Waves. Okay, that may have even came from the same set. So this one is also that way, and you wouldn't know it by looking at it. Let me go ahead and show you. Let's grab this bottle here. So shows up beautifully there. Practically non-existent there. And last but not least, over something that is not white. Okay, so I'll move you guys over. And show there. So it's really dark, but it has a very jelly-like appearance. And when I zoom in, it's easier to see that it has a very jelly-like appearance, and just like the royal blue that it's next to. So this is royal blue, guys. I don't classify that as a royal blue. That looks like cosmic latte after stamped. So, that was what their royal blue used to be. I don't know if it still looks like that. Like I said, I need to buy a bottle of their new one that has a different set number and try it, because it doesn't look like that on the pictures on the site. But that royal blue definitely in the bottle looks similar, but still rather different from Blue Beam. Blue Beam's pretty dang unique, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. It's pretty dang unique. So I haven't seen any others like it. And I've been pretty good about picking up the polishes as they come out, the polish sets, and doing my best to grab them. Like I said, there are still some, I've said this before in previous videos, there are still some that I don't have. I'm working on it. But as a whole here, guys, I have a very large percentage of their polishes with their different colors. So at my last count, I have several hundred stamping polishes, 97%, if not 98% of which are Maniologies. I have 342, okay? So I have 342, and at least 97 to 98% is Maniologies. And then I have 612 plates. So, also, a very large percentage is Maniology. Just from years of collecting and am really fond of clear jelly stampers plates as well. I only just recently, in less than a year's time, have obtained clear jelly stamper polishes and plates. And their polishes are a bit pricey for the amount that you get and the quality of it. I don't feel like the quality is that much different from Maniology's. And the bottles are tiny and they're expensive. So unless it's a color that I can't live without, I don't see myself buying it. Alright, so on to Pearl Prism. So this is our lovely Pearl Prism, which looks absolutely stunning in the bottle. So let's see how it looks swatched. Because a polish in the bottle doesn't always look the same in action. Ooh, there's some pink hues to that. So there was a pink sheen to this, whereas Retrograde has a blue sheen to it, which makes a difference. Especially when dealing with polishes like these that are essentially a special effect polish. And look at that pinky purple going on there. I actually really like this. I also really like the Retrograde too, so I mean, I kind of knew I was going to like this one ahead of time. Because it's so pretty. I really love that other blue too, though. And now that I've put it over the white, it looks kind of like Raindrop. I'm sorry if you can hear my youngest in the background. He's definitely having fun. He got to come home early. He's not sick or anything, but he got to come home early because it was a Christmas lunch with the family at school, and afterwards, if they wanted to go home, they could. They didn't have to stay. They were allowed to be released without penalty early to go with their families. So I asked him if he wanted to come home, and he had said yes, so he came home early after we had lunch together. So, oh, and I just dabbled that all over my mat. Way to go, Mary, way to go. Let's get that cleaned up. So this is a really pretty color, guys, and as I anticipated over the black, it totally changed in color here, guys. Like, look at that. Completely different. I'm not surprised by this. I expected it. These kind of polishes tend to behave that way. They will change completely over a dark color versus a light color, because of the pigments inside of them being the way they are. Alright. Clean the plate so everything will transfer nicely. And then we will compare Pearl Prism to Retrograde. This is going to be comical when I get them side by side on the black. I can already see it now. So if you're unfamiliar with special effect polishes like Retrograde and Pearl Prism, I do have a video showcasing the Moonbeams collection, and that one gives you a pretty good idea of how whatever the color you're stamping it over really affects how it's going to look when it comes to special effect polishes like these. And you can generally tell that they are a special effect polish within the bottle. For one, they will seem kind of translucent almost. Now, this one doesn't quite seem translucent, but it has those very specific shimmers in it. You see it in this as well. They have a very distinct look to them. It's kind of hard to describe, but they have a very distinct look to them. And you can generally tell they don't have a cream base. It's almost like a milky base. There we go. That did not end the way I wanted that to. Okay. So they have a milky base to them. They're not completely translucent, but they're semi-translucent, I guess you could say. They have like a milky base. You can see it. It has a different effect. It doesn't look quite the same. And another good example is Cloudy. Seaweed. Euphoria. See, there's something that you'll notice that they all seem to have in common. Here's the Moonbeams collection. That's not what I'm looking for. There's two others in this drawer. So I thought I had two others in this drawer. Are they in this drawer? I swear they were in that one. So here is the Moonbeams collection. One moment, I'll give up if I can't find it in a second. This drawer is the fullest one of them all. And trying to keep these organized with my children is, it's funny. Okay, fish scale. There's one other. I didn't find it quickly enough. Let me show you. And you can see for yourselves what they all seem to have in common. Why, Peachy Puff, I love you too. Okay? Yes, I do. I love you too, Peaches. Who's a good boy? I love you too. Okay. So I think that's just it. I don't see the last one. Oops, I had another one here, but maybe that's just me. Oh, there it is. Sandbar. Versus very specific one. There it is, Droplet. Okay, so you have a comparison here, guys. This is Droplet. Now, when it first came out, I thought it looked a lot like Retrograde. But if you look how much more vibrant the color is inside of the bottle. And look how milky this looks in comparison. They look like the same color. The difference is this looks milky and this is very solid. So this has an actual cream base, and it's a different type of special effect polish, but it has a cream base, so it looks almost identical on both sides, just a little bit sheer on the darker side. Whereas this on the white is almost invisible, but on the black it's very vibrant and it changes in look. Whereas it doesn't really change much here. This is what I'm talking about, that you can pick up on it being a special effect polish and looking different over others. One, when they look kind of like this, when they look like they're white but they're very shimmery. They tend to, but have like a glimmer of a different color. They tend to be a special effect polish. So this collection is still available last I checked. This is the Moonbeams collection. That's the very first ones I ever got of special effect polishes, and I've been in love with them ever since. So these, if you notice, they all have that same thing in common. They look kind of milky. They have a different color sheen. This is why, guys, that I said you can generally pick up on it pretty easily. And if you look at the tops of every last one of them, they all have that same kind of ordeal. Over the black, they look really cool and they change in color and they look different from what's in the bottle. And over the white, they're almost invisible. So, as you can see, zoom in here. This is Retrograde. This is Pearl Prism. This has more of a pink and this has more of a blue. You put it over white, you can't even really see it. You can see the faint outlines, but that's it. This is typical of special effect polishes like this, and it's what makes it so important to swatch. That is, in fact, the reason I invested so much time and money into swatch sticks and swatching my polishes, is because it's hard to judge them inside of the bottle because you don't know what you're going to get. So I always try to tell people when they're getting into any kind of art form, whether it be nails or painting or coloring or whatever, swatch your stuff. Swatch your stuff because you never know what you're going to get. It may look like one thing before you use it, but that does not mean that's what it's going to look like after you do. So make sure you're swatching your stuff, guys. Just saying, just a little pointer of the day, swatch your stuff, because you could end up with something completely different than what you thought. So we are done comparing, and we're done with our lesson of the day, I guess. My tips and tricks and information on these type of polishes, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first came across polishes like this years ago, I would find myself surprised when, and it was even before I started stamping. We're talking back in like high school, middle school era, when Bonbons polish used to be available at Walmart. And they would have these really beautiful colors that were like this, that were kind of sheer, and I didn't realize it in the bottle because I wasn't looking close enough. And then when I would have to put like coat after coat after coat after coat after coat to get any kind of opacity. I didn't realize that it was actually a special effect polish. It was supposed to be like that. So I would paint it over black and it would change it completely. I still didn't learn to swatch until I was into my 30s. But, you know, these are definitely some really cool things to work with, and after years of playing with them and learning more about them and the effects in which they can have and just having fun with it, I just fell in love with them. Like, it may look one way over black and look totally different over gray or pink or purple or yellow or whatever. It would look completely different, okay? These are really cool polishes and they're very versatile. So I do recommend to those who get them, play with them, experiment with them, because you might find yourself pleasantly surprised with the effects you're going to get. So I don't have anything else for you guys yet. I'm still waiting on the Beatles package, and it's running behind according to USPS, even though last checkpoint put it like not even half the state away from me. Like just a few cities over. It's like a 3-hour drive away. Something like that. It's not that far. And that was yesterday that I placed it in that city, might I add. And it's still not here. So it was 1 or 2 days ago and it's still not here. But I can't say much because this box was maybe a 5-hour drive away in the state below me, and it took a whole week to arrive after the last time it pinged in that state. So thank you, USPS, we love you. So yeah, I don't know when that's going to arrive. Hopefully here soon. And from what I understand, this, because it was also really expensive, and it was kind of a Christmas present to me via hubby, to me and you guys as well, because it was for the channel as well as for me. This advent calendar looks to be really big. I'll be brutally honest with you guys, this was like $130. So it was a bit of a big purchase. But from what little I did see of what was inside of it for their own advertisement, worth every penny from what I did see, but we will find out when it comes in. Hopefully I don't find myself disappointed because I've been there, and it always hurts when you pay a lot of money for something and it's not as good as what you thought it was. That always hurts. So I hope you guys found this useful. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. The 2 polishes in this month's box are very unique. Not just a little bit like they typically are. These ones are very unique. And yeah. Personally, in my opinion, I would not be skipping on these when they release them. Now the polishes are released for sale individually the following month after the release of the MXM box. The plates are, if there's any left over, available for those who are MXM subscribers to purchase individually, but it is cheaper to get it as the kit. The free gift will also be, which in this case, this month's is the Lotus mat, will be available for purchase as well the following month. So these will be available in January, somewhere the later part of early January. I would like to say close to mid-January is generally when you will see these things pop up. You know, close to the midpoint of the month. available to purchase individually. So say you don't like the plates, but you like the polishes, you can buy those next month. They will become available. If you like the plates, but you don't like the polishes, you can always swap from the regular box to the express kit, or you can wait until the plates are released for individual, but once they are sold out, they're gone. So you are taking a risk if you decide to wait until you can buy just the plates. This has happened in the past a few times, and in fact, it happened less than a year ago with a set of plates for last February's Mani Me box. The box itself sold out halfway through the month, I believe. In fact, I think it sold out. In fact, it might have actually sold out before we hit the half point, because I think it sold out before I was able to record the video, and the box came in pretty early in the month. So I think it actually sold out before I was able to record the video, if memory serves me right. It was a very good box. So all things to keep in mind, guys, and I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I hope this gave you some information you may not have already known about these kind of products, and of course information about color comparison and whether or not these are ones you want to add to your collection. Or if you're just watching this for the fun of it, glad you're here. Welcome. I have a few of you here that are generally here just for entertainment purposes, and that's fine too. My life's kind of crazy, and if that's entertaining to you, then perfectly fine. Some of you guys like laughing at hearing my kids in the background arguing with me. Or irritating each other, or irritating the cats, or I have a cat in my lap driving me insane. Leia's notorious for when the warmer season and I'm wearing shorts, stabbing me half to death in my legs, not taking into consideration while she is kneading at my leg that they are bare flesh and the claws do not feel good. So yep, that is definitely translucent. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys next time, okay? Hopefully it will be the advent calendar box, but we'll see. It probably won't be until the Inspo Mani, but until then, guys, I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. Bye.